and welcome to Your Government in Action, a presentation of Bahamas Information Services. I'm Carissa Williamson. The Progressive Liberal Party made history in the May 12, 2026 general election, earning the second consecutive term in office, being the first political party since 1997 to win back-to-back general elections in the Bahamas. Following the Progressive Liberal Party's election victory, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis was officially sworn in to begin his new term in office by Governor General Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt at Government House on May 14, 2026.
On Tuesday, the Bahamian people chose progress. It was both a vote of confidence in the past and a vote for ambition for our future. I give thanks and praise to Almighty God for bringing us to this moment. Through Him, all things are not only possible, but can be manifest. I'm profoundly grateful and extend my heartfelt thanks to all who voted in support of our platform, our team, and my leadership. It is truly humbling to be trusted once again with the awesome responsibility of shepherding our wonderful country through the next 5 years. This moment is historic. It has been 30 years, a generation, since the Bahamian people entrusted an administration with the mantle of continuity. Since 1997, the Bahamian public gave each administration just a single 5-year term. This cycle of short-term governance, fueled by anger and frustration, did not serve us well. To give you an idea of how long this period endured, you need only to consider how different the state of the world was in 1997. In 1997, neither the Atlantis as it is now or Bahama hotels existed. Each today contribute some 20% of our GDP. In 1997, the internet was mostly used for very slow email and chat rooms. Today, a teenager, my grandson, with a TikTok account can theoretically reach more people in a day than many national newspapers could in 1997. In short, the world has changed in profound ways, but in our cycle of constant restarts, we have not kept pace. Bahamians under the age of 45 years, therefore, have virtually no experience of what benefits continuity in government can bring. This moment changes that, and I'm profoundly grateful to the Bahamian people that together we are reshaping history. Despite the will of the people being so resoundingly expressed in our overwhelming majority in Parliament, it saddens me, though, that so many Bahamians decided not to cast their vote in the elections. This decline in voter participation is already being seen around the region and indeed the world. Friends, I do not want our country to follow others down that path. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people requires that the people express their views via the vote. But the concern goes deeper. Our democracy is founded on the principle that each person has one vote, that every vote is equal, and that every vote counts equally. This speaks to each individual's place in our society. If people don't participate, if they don't feel that their vote counts, it suggests that they don't feel that they have a stake in the society. That sense of belonging doesn't come merely through the exercise of a vote. It is, though, a reflection of the day-to-day lived reality of our people. And so, in this next term, I take it as my central mission, the need to do all that we can to rebuild that feeling of community, to rebuild an active sense of society. This mission is already implied in the promises we have made to the Bahamian people. We must see the promises and ambition outlined in our blueprint for progress through the lens of participation and belonging. As a government, we will do our part But it is an obvious truth that all of the changes we seek to bring about are only possible if we work in partnership with the Bahamian people. And so, I invite every single Bahamian to consider this. What part can you play in building not only a future for yourself, but also a future for the country? When we talk about providing opportunities to learn, which path can you set yourself on to strive to become your best self? When we talk about providing opportunities to earn, will you commit to full employment and productivity and not waste your God-given talents and skills? When we talk about providing opportunities to own, will you commit to the personal responsibility needed to work towards long-term goals? I commit my government to playing its part. I trust that you will join us in playing yours. In moving forward in a greater spirit of community, I pray that we will also be guided by some of the fundamentals of Christian belief. Let us do unto others as we would have them do unto us. Let us love our neighbors as ourselves. If we work together towards a common purpose, in a common interest, and for the common good, great things are indeed possible for our country and our people. Friends, the election process this year has been especially divisive. Some of what was said and done went well beyond the bounds of personal decency. As a measure of success in our efforts to rebuild community, I hope that future elections may be judged on our ability to disagree strongly, but engage respectfully.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, was officially sworn in and also appointed the Minister of Education, Science and Technology during a swearing-in ceremony held at Government House on May 15, 2026.
This is the day that the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. First and foremost, I give God thanks. My faith in Him has guided every step of my journey, and I believe with every fiber of my being that the same God who had carried us this far will continue to guide the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas towards even greater heights. I stand here today deeply grateful. Grateful first to the people of Exuma and Ragged Island, some of whom are here today, who have once again entrusted me with the extraordinary privilege of representing them in Parliament. That trust remains one of the greatest honors of my life. I am equally grateful to Prime Minister Davis for the confidence he has again reposed in me through the responsibility of serving as Deputy Prime Minister of this nation. I accept that responsibility, fully mindful that all public service must ultimately be exercised at the pleasure of the Bahamian people. Today, I proudly take my post as Minister of Education, Science and Technology. I eagerly look forward to this opportunity to shape the future. Over the past several weeks, I've expressed great optimism about this new era of ownership and economic empowerment. I fully expect that this will take root in our schools with an even deeper focus on entrepreneurship and financial literacy and preparing our youth for the new careers and new industries of tomorrow. What most people don't know is that I have served as a public high school teacher for 2 years. And amongst my friends, I proudly proclaim that I have served 2 years hard time in high school. I look forward to helping guide this critical aspect of our nation and working with teachers and education professionals who make sacrifices and work tirelessly to strengthen our future. The Bahamas shines brightly among the nations of the world. Ours is a country blessed beyond measure, but more importantly, it is a nation built through courage, sacrifice, conviction, and faith. From the painful legacy of slavery and colonialism, our people forged a democracy founded upon equality under the law, human dignity, and opportunity for all. Here in the Commonwealth, every person, regardless of race, background, faith, or station in life, stands before the law and deserving of respect. That democratic spirit was reaffirmed on May 12th when the people, the Bahamian people, chose progress. They recognized the difficult work undertaken over these past years to strengthen our economy, expand opportunity, and restore confidence in our country. They chose continued forward movement for a nation that must work for every Bahamian. And while we celebrate the remarkable strides we have made as a country, we must also acknowledge a deeper truth. Too many Bahamians still look to us towards the future to alleviate some hurt and some pain. Our work, therefore, is far from complete, and it is with great humility that I recognize we must serve all people of this Commonwealth. Throughout my years in public service, I've listened to Bahamians from every walk of life, those carrying the greatest hardships to those blessed with great success. And what I've consistently heard is that people want the opportunity to build better lives for themselves and their families. They want a government that sees them and hears them and works every single day to make their lives better. The Bahamian people are resilient. We are strong people. We've endured hurricanes, economic hardship, uncertainty, and grief. Time and again, we have stared adversity in the face and emerged stronger because of our belief in God and common purpose. We are a people who have never surrendered to despair. And because of that spirit, I remain optimistic about the future of this country. I believe in the Bahamas where your future is not determined by where you were born or where you grew up or what your last name may be. I believe in the Bahamas where young people can dream boldly and know that hard work and discipline can still open doors. I believe in the Bahamas where women continue to rise to every level of leadership and national life. I believe in Bahamas that is safe for all of us, our citizens, and there is a deep and abiding reverence of the rule of law. And I believe in the Bahamas where development and progress must reach every island and every community. I am sure that our Prime Minister and my colleagues who are being sworn in this morning share these aspirations and values. And therefore, I congratulate them all. During his long years of legal practice, the incoming Attorney General, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, has been relentless in his pursuit of justice. The incoming Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, during his long years of service in several administrations, has tirelessly, and I dare say fearlessly, promoted the national interests of our country throughout the world.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis unveiled his cabinet, appointing ministers across key portfolios. The swearing-in ceremonies took place on May 15th and 16th, 2026 at Government House, where Prime Minister Davis brought remarks.
The Bahamian people have spoken. They have asked us to continue moving this country forward. They have asked us to continue building on the progress we have made over the past near 5 years. They have asked us to stay focused on the issues that matter to ordinary families in our islands. And so today, as these ministers take their oath, and have taken the oath, we do so with humility and with a full understanding of the responsibility placed upon all of our shoulders. Public service is about sacrifice. It is about waking up every day, understanding the decisions we make affect real people. The mother trying to provide for her children, the young man searching for opportunity, the small business owner trying to keep their doors open, the senior citizen worried about the cost of living, the family island resident who simply wants the same opportunities as someone else living in New Providence. That is who we serve. I'm proud to stand alongside this team today because I know the character of the people who have accepted this responsibility. I know their work ethic. I know their commitment to country. I know their love for the Bahamian people. Each of you understands that the Bahamian people expect results. And each of you understands that leadership requires hard decisions, discipline, and constant engagement with the people we represent. Over the past near 5 years, we have made meaningful progress as a country. We stabilized an economy that was under pressure. We restored confidence internationally. We expanded opportunities for Bahamians. We invested in schools, hospitals, airports, roads, and family island communities. We strengthened social support for those who needed help the most. But the Bahamian people did not send us back to government so that we could celebrate ourselves. We did not come back to celebrate ourselves. They sent us back to finish this work. There's still more to do. Families are still feeling pressure from the global cost of living. Young people still want greater opportunities. Communities still want safer streets. Businesses still want government services to move faster and more efficiently. Islands still need infrastructure upgrades and economic activity. Our task now is to move with urgency and purpose.
More of Your Government in Action when we return. Welcome back. The Honorable Michael Pintard was officially sworn in as leader of His Majesty's Loyal Opposition during a swearing-in ceremony held at Government House on May 18, 2026.
Today, we begin our assignment as the official opposition of our beautiful Bahamaland. We sought a different role, but the people assigned us this one. And in a democracy, they are the deciders. I pledge to honor their trust and uphold the Constitution of the Bahamas as the leader of the opposition. I also pledge to the Bahamian people to be robust and steadfast in my constitutional responsibilities. We will do our job, opposing when necessary and supporting when appropriate. We will be diligent and forceful in insisting on the practice of good governance, which includes the two most critical tenets, transparency and accountability by the government. Beyond transparency and accountability, we will press forcefully for fairness, honesty, integrity, fiscal responsibility, and economic justice in the use of public resources. We will push for the people of the Bahamas to get that which they voted for and are paying for and was promised by this administration. There are tens of thousands of voices in this country, greater than the total of any party received, that do not feel adequately represented at all. Far too many of our people have become disconnected, and they have disconnected themselves from the political process and remain deeply skeptical about their leaders. Over time, too many people have watched politics become louder but less personal, more transactional but less transformational. And many citizens have concluded that no matter who they vote for, their struggles remain the same. Your Excellency, their concerns have not fallen on deaf ears. We accept fully that I must do more to inspire their participation. And I pledge that the opposition will not ignore the lessons our people's frustration is trying to teach us, even when those lessons may be uncomfortable to hear.
New government and opposition senators were presented the instruments of appointment by Governor General Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt at ceremonies held at Government House on May 18, 2026.
At the beginning of our last term, some questioned the need to grow the number of appointments to the administration. However, it is because we took the approach that we did that we were able to make the kind of progress that we did, which resulted in the vote of confidence the Bahamian people invested in us. And now, Now that the task ahead is even greater, we must bring to bear all the talents at hand to help us to deliver on our commitments. To the incoming senators, I wish you all well. Do all you can, learn all you can, and give of yourself all you can. And do so with the humility and fortitude needed to produce the best for the Bahamian people. Taken together, the senators representing both the government and the opposition are a collection of those who are entirely new to the legislature and those who have served before. I continue to give thanks and praise to God for having brought us to this moment. I encourage you to seek His counsel in your decision making. During this term, I pray that a greater degree of civility returns to the way proceedings in Parliament are conducted. And I pray that the members of the public engage fully but respectfully to those who are offering themselves for public service. Disagree, I say robustly. Criticize, I say heavily. But remember that we are all children of God and we are all Bahamians. Friends, my thanks once again to the Bahamian people for their confidence and trust in us. We have done a lot, but we have so much more to do. In closing, please allow me to take this moment to recognize our incoming senators with a roll call of distinction. Mr. Shell Adley, Mr. Keenan Johnson, Ms. Robin Lyons, Ms. Diane Major, Mr. Latre Ramming, Mr. Kevin Simmons, Mrs. Deshante Small, Mr. Clint Watson, and Keno Wong. May God bless you, and may God continue to bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you for joining us on this special occasion. Your Excellency, I thank you for assenting to the appointment of Mr. Ellsworth Johnson, Mrs. Arinthia Komalafe, Mr. Rick Fox, and Dr. Trevor Johnson to the Honorable Senate. Fortunately, or unfortunately, there was no shortage of qualified men and women to consider for these appointments. I fully expect to have had more than 4 appointments to make, but Her Excellency, the results of the election dictated otherwise and denied us of this wonderful privilege we were looking forward to. I thank these individuals for accepting their appointments. I also thank their families, many of whom granted permission for their loved ones to begin this new journey.
The Bahamas formally ushered in a new parliamentary term with the opening of Parliament on May 20th, 2026. Members of the House of Assembly and the Senate were officially sworn in, and Governor General Her Excellency the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt delivered the speech from the throne.
Madam President and Honorable Senators, Madam Speaker, and members of the Honorable House of Assembly. Just 8 days ago, the Bahamian people chose progress. They did so in a manner not seen in a generation. In an historic vote, for the first time since 1997, the Bahamian people returned an administration to office for a consecutive term. This outcome carries a greater significance beyond the political achievement. It reflects public support that the country should continue in the direction started. It reflects public desire to continue to bring about profound changes in our country. And most of all, it reflects the considered judgment of a people who, after weighing the challenges before the nation and recognizing the progress achieved over the past term, chose continuity, stability, and steady leadership for the future of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. My government accepts this renewed mandate with humility, gratitude, and a profound sense of responsibility to the Bahamian people. Madam President and honorable senators, Madam Speaker, and members of the Honorable House of Assembly, the Bahamas enters this new parliamentary term during a period of considerable global uncertainty. As is true with other small island developing states, we face numerous challenges: climate threats, inflationary pressures, and changing geopolitical realities. We also face pressures from irregular migration, technological disruption, and rising competition for investment and opportunity. We will continue to engage closely with our neighbors and our regional and international partners to promote our national interests and secure the best possible outcomes for the Bahamian people. Armed with an unshakable confidence in the strength, resilience, and potential of the Bahamian people, my government is resolved to meet these challenges head-on.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Wednesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.